Hundreds of students from the leading universities in Indonesia, namely ITB, carried out a demonstration demanding this director fulfills their right to continue their studies. Now there are 93 students who cannot continue their studies because still had a single tuition arrear, and they refused a payment option using the interest-bearing online loans.
Hundreds of ITB students, today Monday 29 January 2024, are holding a mass action as a result of the presence of around 120 students throughout ITB who are currently unable to fill out the FLS or study plan form because they still have UKT, arrears worth almost 1 billion rupiah, and there are 4 demands which was conveyed by the students. Apart from asking the rectorate to give 120 students the opportunity to fill out the FRS and also KSM, they also ask that there be no option to make loans for UKT payments to non-bank institutions, or in this case referred to as online loans or pinjol, and other demands will also be made later. They referred directly by students who are currently holding a long march from the Ganesha Park ITB to the annexed building where the rectorate, according to the students, is currently holding a meeting to discuss this issue.
From the total number of the students at the beginning, there were around 137 students who were still at risk of not being able to attend the college in the next semester. But to this day, we are also seeking further assistance from the alumni and so on. There are still around 93 students who are still at risk of not being able to go to college. So that's why we haven't found any other solution, while the deadline itself is tomorrow. Today has been going on for about 5 days and not much has changed. Therefore, our final option was to raid the rectorate building directly.
Directly from the academic website, ours within in arrears amounting to 18.75 million. If I cannot pay, please take a leave. Then, 2 days later, it was reduced to 12.5 million, so only the previous semester, because coincidentally, in the previous semester, I hadn't been covered by any scholarships. Then, few days later, it appears that if you cannot pay, you're advised to take out a loan through the expiration fund and directly listed in 6, or it is recommended to take a leave, where leaving also pays 50% of the UKT, so it's 6.25 million again. And where else does the money come from? I don't know.
Okay, for ITB itself, this is one of the leading state campuses in Indonesia. We can say that it's top tier, and it's turned out that there are several other campuses that also provide similar schemes. But in fact, there is no assistance for the government for students that having financial difficulties.
Okay, I'll just give you one solution, which means this. Actually, if we talk about it, our country has created a program called KIP for college, or also UKT8. This college KIP is also given to almost 800,000 less fortunate students. Well, the advantaged students actually don't only depend on TET, because in my own electoral district, there are quite a lot of underprivileged people. Yes, but sometimes these big campuses don't want to accept KIP. I have to say that because the entrance fee is higher than the scholarship, therefore, in our opinion, the government should create a new scheme. The first is that the scholarships will be continued and increase in number. The second is that for those who cannot afford the UKT, there should be an installment scheme using a student loan. Well, this student loan that I don't think has ever existed and hasn't been done in Indonesia.
A short-term effort that can be made is to maximize the Indonesia Smart College Card, which is more transparent, easy, and right on target, so that no more of the nation's children cannot go to college because of the cost constraints. CNN Indonesia coverage team.